on every call. Let's keep this interactive. We have a lot of smart people on the call, so the more we share our information, the better. So to kick off today, we've spoken in the past about scaling your sales foundation. Today, we're going to incorporate a small bit of marketing to really help you alleviate your strategy and kind of grow the business further in terms of what you can do with both sales and both marketing. And we're going to take a look at the HubSpot platform towards the end. And this is based on feedback, I believe, from Sharful and Burak and Arvin and quite a few people on the call. So again, if you'd like to add anything here, we can support, no matter how small you are now. We can support making sure you're able to grow bigger in the future and give you the right access to the tools also. Okay, so like I said, very, very, very welcome. And like any conversation, maybe let's kick off by breaking the ice. Does anybody have any top priorities for this weekend? I imagine the majority of people are in lockdown. I'm dialing in from Dublin. We're in level 5 lockdown at the moment, which means anything we're doing is going to be within 5 kilometers. But is anybody doing anything interesting this weekend? Any priorities? Anybody building some buyer personas or building a sales pipeline or looking after kids or walking the dog? Okay, so Arvin would like to learn today about how we can maximize the use of HubSpot for our startups. Okay, we'll put that top of the priority. Fantastic. Sharful this weekend is spending his time using HubSpot. Okay, that's an interesting one. Arvin is currently building out his buyer persona. Excellent. Okay, well, there's some good ideas. So for anybody new on the call, my name's Caragh. And yeah, I currently work on the HubSpot for Startups team into EMEA and Latin America. And it's a pleasure to speak to you all today for the maybe final or penultimate time. Okay, so today we're going to take a quick look at how to establish your marketing foundations. And then I suppose the foundations, growing companies need to track and nurture the leads that you generate into customers by building a deeper relationship with these leads from first interaction to close and beyond. And this is something we'll look at the HubSpot CRM in order to build this out into this kind of a seamless process. Now, today's agenda, very simple, 3 things. How do you generate leads, lead capture? How do you convert your traffic? And how do you automate the close? So again, as startups, as founders, we don't want to overcomplicate anything, but we did suggest thinking about this flywheel model as the way to kind of build and support the business where everybody has visibility in one space. So this yellow part today we'll talk about, and we'll talk about engage and delight a little later. Okay, so we discussed, and not to repeat too much about what we said in previous conversations, but we discussed, a lot of you guys on the call, you've built a fantastic product, and it's probably very important that you need customers, and you need customers to grow and scale. Okay. So this is something where a lot of companies are like, okay, where do we even begin? So we talked about buyers personas, really kind of nailing those people, ideal, fictional characters that you're going to go after. And then we think about our other assets. So, a lot of people on the call now probably have a website. Does everybody have a website on the call? Alexandria, Shariful, everybody on the call have a website? Yes or no? Just put a yes or no in the chat. So Carnita, yes. Landing page, fantastic. Obviously, Shariful, great. Okay. Some people don't, Shariful. Okay, that's the first question we've ever asked where everybody has had a website, which is great. Okay, so we're all out of MVP. Fantastic. Okay, so how do we make this website work for the business? Okay, so let's get this into our minds. Okay, so a lot of people are like, okay, we've got a website, We need to sign up for an email too. We need to sign up for forms, just Facebook ads, quick, get that, breathe. Sign up for a scheduling app, third-party syncing tool, go, 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 send email, export data. Is anybody in this situation where they've got a to-do list, which is about 30 different things, which tends to involve a lot of software and a lot of setting up and integrations and etc. etc. Arvin is in agreement. Anybody else in agreement? How many softwares are people currently using right now? We discussed yesterday, companies with 100 plus people are using 99 plus software tools to get their business done. Usually when I speak to startups, people are using 7 to 12. This is kind of the average amount of tools when they take Google Analytics, WordPress, SurveyMonkey, Active Campaign. Ayush is using 5. That's actually not too bad, Ayush. So 20, Burak. Okay, well, Burak, you're running quite a large amount of contacts. But yeah, all of a sudden, guys, people realize that you're spending kind of more time managing tools than actually doing marketing, sales, and customer services. And it's really good to be able to manage tools, but you want to make sure, like we said, you know, you're not depending on a pile of tools that don't talk to each other. Your customers will notice this, and not for the right reasons. So you want to know, okay, why are you sending me marketing emails when I'm talking to a sales rep? So this is a question that like an end user might ask. I changed company 3 months ago. Why are you emailing me my old address? I filled out healthcare on your web form, but you're sending me totally unrelated follow-up emails. I chatted with you guys via chat, but your rep doesn't seem to know that. Why are you offering me something I already have? And wait, I've already got this email. Okay, so these are sound bites that, you know, prospects, customers, different people, maybe ourselves, I myself have been in that situation with companies that aren't exactly, you know, building their business as best they could, where everybody can see what's going on. Okay. So the worst part here is that as your business grows, you'll actually, I suppose, outgrow a lot of these tools. Okay. And this is something like, again, you know, your startup founders, you're usually at the forefront of the majority of things, but this is something we don't want to be in a situation where we're back to where we started. You know, a lot of people talk about rebranding or, you know, migrating off software. This is something that takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of money, and it's something that we can avoid when we're scaling as our startup grows. Okay, so startups founders, I believe, have to change the way they think about their growth and about like their customer success, their marketing, their sales as their company scales. So as your startup grows, what your customers expect from you will change, and their volume of requests will change. So you'll kind of shift from like the reactive mode of supporting requests as they happen to a proactive mode of fixing issues before they even you know, become a problem. Okay, so this is where building on, you know, good software and being able to grow with it will help. So we have an idea of how much software tools everybody's using. Can I ask how many people are working in your company? So a lot of you are probably at the founding stage, maybe 0 to 5 employees. So maybe let's put in how many people are in the business right now that you're in. So Arvin's got 5. Nice, Arvin, that's good to know. And at this stage, you know, a lot of these things aren't going to be 4 to 6. Okay, so maybe a few part-time there. 9 to 12. Okay. So yeah, I mean, at this stage, a lot of things mightn't be the primary focus. It's likely that, like, you know, customer success or, you know, automation or a CRM, well, CRM should be on your radar. Your focus at this stage is really like product market fit and making sure that your customers, the ones that you have, are integral to this process because they provide feedback, and every member of the team should be answering support questions, meeting customers, talking to prospects about how to build a product that suits the market's needs. So what we're going to talk about is really today about stop wasting your time, stop wasting your energy, and stop primarily wasting that red dot in the flywheel of the customer's goodwill. Start managing your tools and start marketing right. Okay, so you're in for a ride, let's say, and let's begin. So let's get the business working for you. So this is, hello, is it leads you're looking for? I don't know if that still makes people laugh, but just to get an idea on the call for lead generation, how many people are actually actively generating leads from their website? Just a yes or a no in the chat. So this is like the process, Arvin, yes, so we've got a lot of 2 yeses. So this is really the process of, I suppose, making sure that we are, getting the business working for ourselves. So Alexandria is B2B, that's okay too. People in B2B are, looking for solutions. So like a lead is like a person who indicates interest in the company or the company's product or service in some way, shape, or form. So Arvin's using social media tools for lead gen, which is great. And I think that's the key there, what Arvin said. You don't just have one lead capture form that says contact us. It's really about variety and a variety of leads. In HubSpot, we have a marketing qualified lead, or an MQL, which is contacts who've engaged with our marketing team's effort but aren't really ready to receive a call. So this would be, for example, someone who's downloaded a white paper, looked at an audiobook, has interacted with social media. A sales qualified lead or someone who asks for a demo, requests for information, requests for a quotation. And that something that's now quite popular is a chat qualified lead. So somebody who's coming to the website and asking to get information from a chatbot. Okay, so these are all different types of leads. You've got service qualified leads, product qualified leads, but the most important thing is we're actually generating leads, which is the process of bringing in the right people and converting these prospects or strangers into prospects. Because a lot of people will visit the website, but not a lot of people will come back. So we want to make sure that people are engaging with our content. If it's blog post, a coupon, an event, or online content, this is some examples that you can use. Okay, so Arvin's come in. We should be where our customer would be so they could see us. Okay, so Arvin, what social media tools are you using? Are you using Instagram, or channels are you using to generate leads? Instagram and Facebook. Yeah. Excellent. So again, I suppose the priority here is an offer is the content or something of value that's being offered on the landing page. So it's like an ebook, a course, or a template that must be enough perceived value, I suppose, for the visitor to take them to provide their, the money, which is their email address ideally, and their personal information in exchange to access it. So is anybody creating any content on a landing page in exchange for an email address, for example? So to sum it up, a visitor will click on a call to action that takes them to a page where they will fill out a form, get an offer, and become a lead. So Adam there said, welcome to the call, Adam. Can you give us an example of what you're offering within your lead gen marketing right now? We've used to have an ebook. For now, I'm offering a free ebook. Nice. So a lot of people are offering ebooks, and this is something That's quite common. Social media platforms make it easy for people to kind of offer things with like bit.ly links, etc. These are all quite useful. Product trials is a good one. 30-day free trial, 14-day free trial. And the important thing is that we're actually up to date as to how we can capture leads and then how we can nurture them. So Arvin's come in with that is if they sign up, they will get an item form for their favorite celebrity once they have them on the platform, from the platform. Okay, that's interesting. So yeah, I mean, I suppose there's many ways to capture leads. Like we see there in the chat, a lot of people are using, ebooks, they're using different channels. And then when someone comes to the form, I mean, is anybody like the collected information that you're asking? What are you asking in order to qualify the lead? Are you asking them for their name, their email, and that's it? Or are you asking for job title? What are they interested in, etc.? Company, role, name and email. Nice, Adam. Yeah, and dependent on, the value of what you're offering. Our standard form length at HubSpot is about 15 questions for an ebook. And again, it depends on what you're offering in order to understand how long it should be. But ideally, you're getting a bit more information that you can actually use to nurture the lead. So tip 1, let's go with a few tips on this before we look at how it can look in the actual software. So we said, okay, lead generation is vital, but email or it didn't happen. So someone will download the offer, they'll get the piece of content, but what we want to make sure is that you will send an email to that person with the piece of content. And this means then you're in the inbox and you're interacting with this person. Is everybody doing that with their offer? Yes or no? Fantastic. What information do we want from the leads? This is also important. At what stage do we need the first name, the last name, email, so we can actually create segmentation in the background and understand, is it a student we're selling to? Is it B2B? Is it B2C? Is it the marketing person, the decision maker? All of these are very important when actually putting this on the form. So again, I suppose the value of what you offer is extremely important. So the elusive lead capture form, as you can see here, this guy is asking this girl to marry him. The caveat here is they've only gone on one date. So, I mean, this probably isn't very appropriate. So it's like you go on one date and you're asking someone to marry them. This isn't the way the stage of events go. So ideally, you ask for the person's email address, you give them the piece of content. And then the next time a salesperson rings them, probably not. Maybe the next time you ask a few more questions in terms of credibility as to what you're doing, that would be very relevant. But the scenarios will depend on whether you need more leads or you need higher quality leads. So this is something to take into account when you're actually trying to capture leads. So the less questions you have, probably the lower quality but more leads you get, and the more questions you have, probably the higher quality of leads. So if the overall number of net new leads isn't a problem for your sales team, and you don't want them sifting through loads of leads to separate the good ones from the bad ones, this probably means you can create a lot of questions on the forms to deter people who aren't legitimately interested in your business from completing multiple fields. But you'll capture people who are interested enough to complete a longer form. So additionally, longer forms will collect more information that helps salespeople learn more about further qualifying leads before deciding to pursue them. And we spoke about this in the previous 2 conversations, that we don't want to waste time. We want to make sure that we're speaking to the right people. So long forms will save salespeople the trouble of contacting leads who they know typically aren't a good fit for the product or service in B2B or B2C offers. So if lead quality, not quantity, is a bigger issue for the business, what types of form fields should you be adding to the forms? In short, any field that would collect information to allow you to determine whether a lead is high quality or not. And again, this varies from business to business, and it will greatly depend on the buyer personas you've identified as your ideal target customers. So if you have a clear understanding of the details that make up your buyer persona, you can start to understand which types of information you should ask for on the form to decide whether or not your new leads fit those personas and how strong those leads are. So in other words, how likely are they to become a customer? And the questions on your form could reveal background information such as demographics, location, industry, company, website. For example, if you're a local plumber serving only, home or building owners in a specific geographic location, you might ask prospective leads to include their location. So at the basic level, that's important. And if you need more leads, if your sales team is suffering from a kind of an overall deficiency, we'll say, in leads and could benefit from more leads to work in general, this is an indication that your form should be short and simple to kind of eliminate as much friction as possible. The key here is to ask for enough information that allows you to contact your leads. So name, email address, phone number, but limit unnecessary form leads that only help to qualify leads. Okay, so go through the process that makes sense. Add value, don't extract value. The give-get we spoke about. You give them the white paper, they give you an email. You give them the white paper, you get a sales call? Probably not yet. Okay, so lead nurturing. Can anyone say that they're actively lead nurturing right now? Someone fills in a form, downloads a white paper, and then a few days later, they will receive another form or another white paper, for example, of the same type, and then maybe an option to talk to sales. Anybody actively lead nurturing right now? So lead nurturing is like the process of building a relationship with your prospects with the goal of earning their business when they're ready. So lead nurturing is like important because it's an opportunity, I suppose, to provide you with value, or provide your lead with value and help them grow with the business. So not yet. Okay, and this is something that will be done over time. And again, I mean, give yourself a chance as well. I mean, we're all early stage, like we said, your priority right now is not automation, but it's about making sure, your startup is growing step by step. And at this kind of founding stage, setting up a simple workflow, maybe to manage like requests. This is probably simply a support at email address, dedicated support times for each member of the team, for example. You might meet regularly to review issues and build fixes into your product roadmap, but we don't want to optimize too much for efficiency. Our goal is success. We don't need to obsess over things like, automation. Okay. So lead nurturing is important. And if you feel, that you can actually create one area within automation that can support your leads moving forward to sales, that might be worth considering. Okay, so again, the next step is making sure context is important. So you're obviously nurturing your lead, but the context of what you're sending the lead is very important. So we spoke about this on the start. but making sure that you're giving the buyers context as to what's happening every step of the way, and determining when leads should be passed to the sales department. Doesn't need to be an art, but is something that can help determine, who can be closed faster or not. So again, deciding, I suppose, when someone is ready to move on to sales versus stay in marketing is possible. So if someone puts in, for example, interested in enterprise software, this goes straight to sales. Okay, so I'm going to give you a quick article in the chat, not to focus on this too long, about how this idea of using buyer context to turn leads into sales is very relevant. And again, no need to overcomplicate it, very simple. It's when to kind of hand your lead to sales with simple context. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Any questions on this? Okay, Arvin, gracias. So let's go to tip 4, Evergreen. Okay, so again, startups, we've said this, money is not something of the essence. We need a way to make sure we're saving money and we're saving de nada manada. We're saving money, we're saving time. So every business really needs to know about evergreen content, but particularly startups. Okay, so again, very simple things. We're getting our marketing to almost be salespeople. So, our website is working for the business by lead capturing. We've got context as to when to hand it off to sales. And then when it comes to evergreen content, I suppose the name indicates it's basically content that is useful any time of year. There's no upkeep, and it's something that's going to be timeless, essentially. So, it stands the test of time. It's valuable, it's high quality, and, it'll make sure that it'll generate leads for you. So it's always very important to make sure that you have content that will attract in organic traffic. So organic traffic is green too, because it is traffic that will automatically come to the website. And people that are automatically coming to the website are people that are actually not being paid. So you're not pulling them in with an ad. So they're usually going to stay longer in your business because they came in naturally. And this is something very important. So we would say evergreen content is crucial. It'll rank high in the search engines. So if I type into Google, like we just suggested, people are typing into Google, like I said about the accountants, when does the creche close? Or what are the answers to the crossword? If our piece of content comes up where 80% of people go, then this page will be linked to our website, to our lead capture form. And this is something that is going to give us traffic and continues to generate leads. So in other words, the reason evergreen content is so valuable is because it continues to work for you long after you publish it. So when you put that out there in a blog, it'll stay there forever, and it'll build the historical traffic, and it'll build the authority from Google. Okay. And this is something that guarantees traffic and leads over time and doesn't cost you money. So again, as a startup, this is music to your ears. And there's an example of some evergreen content that other companies have done, which continue to generate leads with low maintenance. So this is another tip. So the 4 tips here, guys, to recap, thanks, Arvin, are email, segmentation, context, and evergreen. Okay, so these are all very relevant for startups to identify early days and support with this. Okay, so the question we've all asked, we've been talking around these topics of sales, marketing, customer success. The questions we've all asked is how HubSpot can help with this. Okay, and even more importantly, how can HubSpot help with this for free? Okay, so the answer is the HubSpot CRM. Okay, So we're going to do a quick test. Is everybody using a CRM right now? Just a yes or a no in the chat. Okay, Ayush, fantastic. Are you using the HubSpot CRM, Ayush? No. Okay. Bittrex. Okay, so some people are using the CRM, some people aren't. Just trying, getting to know HubSpot. Yes, Carnessa, top of the class. HubSpot was too costly, Ayush, not on the startup program, I hear. It's a lot cheaper with the partnership in Startup Istanbul, which Burak can tell you about. But yeah, think like not even HubSpot CRM, but look, we're all in the business of we're trying to manage contacts. And when we think of CRM, obviously it's a software. It's not just about contact management. It's a tool that we want to make sure makes your job easier. Okay. So it's something that can be used for salespeople to get full visibility into your pipeline in real time, but also for marketing people to see what's happening with a contact or the marketing emails to track and kind of see who's interacting with the campaign. And then for services people to be able to follow up with support tickets, manage the accounts, and make sure, onboarding and post-sale, everything is okay. So what I would suggest is HubSpot CRM is really good to help you grow your business. It's completely free. And this is to manage a live chat, manage your contacts, manage your companies, manage your deals, your prospects, and everything in one space. Okay. So I'm going to just quickly run through this. Before we run through this, is there any specific things anybody wants to see? So this was feedback that we got from the last session we had, where you wanted to see what this all looks like in a software. So before I go through what we can use, does anyone have any specific questions? So Ayush, Karnati, Arvin, Sharifal, any specific questions? Okay, so Ayush has come in with, how can I manage inbound leads from social network? So the quick answer there would be make sure that your inbound leads are being directed into a CRM. And from there, they're actually receiving a follow-up email from you or an automated email from the marketing team, dependent on what you feel is necessary. But we can look at how you manage those contacts from your social network when we go into the software. Arvin, I would like to know how our startup can use and maximize HubSpot B2C business. Okay, super. So, well, I mean, first and foremost, Arvin, you would be able to upload all your contacts into a system like HubSpot, and then you would be able to manage what's happening with these contacts over time via lead intelligence. So if someone's on your website, you'll see what page they're on, and you can email them, interact with them, set up a meeting, and build your, I suppose, insights and track your interaction with them and data with them in one place. And we'll take a look at that as well. Excellent question. Next question, Sharfal. How can I fully utilize HubSpot with lower costs? So Sharfal, I would say to utilize HubSpot with lower costs, I would apply on HubSpot for startups. There's a 90% discount, and that will give you the lower cost with the partnership with Burak and Startup Istanbul. And in order to fully utilize it, I would say understand it, but also try to break it, where you would try to set up everything in order to get it moving for you. So things like this conversation today, action what we discuss. Sharfal, we want to do sales, marketing, email, even social media. Excellent. Okay, so let's go and have a look into the CRM and keep the questions coming. But let's have a look at the overview, and then we'll go into the tool, and we'll use one of you guys as a real life example. Maybe Burak could volunteer as to how this works. Okay, so again, this is what you have in here. You've got contact management, company management, deal management, all that good stuff. Thanks, Burak. And these are the things that will actually execute on what we've been talking about. So we've been talking about the flywheel, we've been talking about buyer personas, but this all needs to be practically executed as small businesses in a software. So we need something to organize, track, and build our business better. So as you can see, we discussed like the girl that was in the lift complaining on TripAdvisor about how slow the lift is. People are impatient. We want to make sure we're able to capture people in real time. So someone comes to our site, we'll actually have a chat ready for them. Hi there, I'd like to talk to someone about sales. I'd like to talk to someone about upgrading my plan. So Conversations is a universal collaborative inbox that brings together messages from the live chat and email teams, so you can manage the conversations and prospects and customers in one place. Okay, so I think the benefit there is the one place. When we go back to the list that startups have, and what Sharfel says, he wants to do sales, he wants to do marketing, he wants to do email, even social media. So if you have someone coming in and saying, hi, I need help with syncing my account, that would go to support. I need help to upgrade, that would go to sales, or that would go to all the one person. The next thing within the system, as you can see, and we'll just stop the share briefly. Oops. Just to show you how this would work with a real contact. And Burak, are you okay to, if we use your contact on this, your name? Let's put a yes or no in the chat.
Yes, sure.
Okay, let's use your name then. Okay, so I'm just going to share the screen here. Okay, so, Burak comes to the website, he signs in via, we'll say, a chat conversation. Let's share here. Okay, so let's go in here. So this is obviously the software. It's in the startup team, but yeah, we only have one Burak in here. But let's have a look. Okay, so this is us managing Burak's contact. And I think I showed you a picture of the Spanish Burak, Felix Lopez, on the last session. Okay, so this is what I can see. This is my day-to-day in order to manage my partnership with Burak. Now, can anyone tell me immediately what the benefits of this would be, for example? Maybe just put it in the chat. What are the benefits of this? So you've got everything in one place. You've got all the activity. So I can see, it's great to see the history. Yep, exactly. So this is the activity here. So there's a lot of email tracking going on. And we only set up a relationship on the 9th of October, Burak. So lots of emails back and forth. Okay, so he's had a page view. He's booked a meeting with me, which has gone out via my meeting link. Super. Okay, so let's just go. Any notes I put on Burak there? Yeah, okay. This is our conversation. These are all the notes I've typed about Burak. Sorry, Burak, it's a bit long. Dear diary. These are all the emails that we've sent back and forth. And I suppose it's that context that we have in one place. Okay, so you can see everything we've discussed. I can see how many times Burak's opened the email. Okay, so, or how many times he hasn't opened the email, which again, you can tell if the lead is a hot lead or a cold lead or their interest. If you're sending an actual, contract, I know this person is opening it. If you're sending an activation link, I know this person is interested. So obviously Burak likes the emojis, and this is all set. And the beauty of this is everybody has context, okay? And yeah, you can keep a zero inbox. All emails can be read that day. You've got the calls, the tasks, the meetings. These are all the meetings that we've had. And this context can go much further. The deals that have been created, the money attributed to Burak. Right now, there's $1 in there, Burak. The integrations that he's working with, and much more. Okay, who he is, his job title, his email. We have 1,000 properties in there. If he likes chocolate ice cream and we've asked him about it, it'll be in there. He's only visited our website twice, Burak. You either know too much of HubSpot or not enough. Okay, so as you can see here, having everything in one space is extremely important. That is from the contact level, and then you can go into the actual company level. So again, for those guys in B2B in particular, some companies will have 1,000 contacts. If you're working with Coca-Cola, or if you're working with a rather large business, you're going to have companies with much bigger contacts and context attached. Any questions on that? Would like to know how we can track websites visits per user by their login info. Okay, Ayush, you can do this. Are they logging into an app, or are they logging into the website on their desktop? How is that working for you? Website. Yeah, so with HubSpot, you would get the tracking code and you would put that on all your non-HubSpot pages, and this would automatically track the website views, where in the website they're viewing, and it can send internal notifications if these are high value pages to your rep to say, hey, Ayush, Caragh's visited your pricing page, please reach out to her. So this would help you track the website visits per user via the tracking code. Any other questions? Okay. I'm just going to go back into the actual presentation. But yes, I would say from the sales perspective, you've got your deals being a big priority here, your contacts, your companies, and Arvin has come in. Will HubSpot seamlessly incorporate my emails? Exactly. So Arvin, what you have with your HubSpot account, for example, is you integrate with your Gmail, your what's that other one? Microsoft Office, whatever you're using as an email service provider, and then you'll have access to one email, multiple emails, dependent on how many you want to track. So if you, for example, look at this little widget up here, and Outlook, Outlook, and you can track Outlook. So this would be like just a plugin just to see exactly what's happening. But I can see here, Tony Panos, okay, he just opened my email. We're actually talking about a strategic partnership. I was hoping he'd open that email like 2 hours ago. He hasn't, but you can see who's opened, what types of activities they've had from an overview of your emails, which is really important. And then with that integration, let's see if I can send directly from my Gmail, or I can also send directly from HubSpot. So again, Okay, I'm not inbox 0, Burak, but a few emails from you. But as you can see, I can compose in here. And the beauty of this, again, bring it back to saving time, etc. Sorry, it's taking a while to load, but you can create your emails directly in here. And what I can do, for example, I did a few campaigns already today, but I can send these email templates and sequences directly from my Gmail. And I can decide what time they're sent. So here are my templates, and here's my sequence, for example. So Burak, I'm just going to send this to you. I hope you don't mind. So it's come up here. I'm going to select sequence. Let's do, for the sake of Arvin, the Spanish man on the call, the Argentinian. This is actually an Argentinian team I work with, DigiFinance. And yeah, hola Burak. And it's immediately populated everything I need straight in here. It's going to be a 3-emailer automated. I'm going to start that sequence. Okay, and that's gone. Okay, and then that's tracked. And managed in Burak's name. Okay, so very simply, I suppose, guys, you've got the software there to make sure that you're able to manage the contacts, manage the companies, manage the deals, and manage your tasks, your activities, your tickets, and your forms all for free. Okay, so this is all free. And as you can see here, this is Becca's, yeah, so this is all set up and sent to Burak. So if Burak opens it, I'll know if he opens it. So again, the beauty of this is you're actually able to manage everything in, okay, Arvin's impressed. I think HubSpot's a really powerful tool. Great, Arvin. So yeah, HubSpot CRM will organize everything you know about your contacts and their companies in a single place. So you're storing the data in custom fields in a timeline of past interactions and communicating with your contacts from a single unified view. And this is very beneficial for a lot of people. Okay, so again, just to bring it back here, just to really hit home, because like we've discussed a lot on sales and we've looked at pipelines. Now I work with partnerships as well as startups, and this is my partnership pipeline. And this is like you establishing a sales process, whether you have one or you're just starting from scratch. You can create a deal from up here. Let's just create a deal for the sake of it. Let's just call it test. We'll put it in the partner pipeline, but you can have multiple pipelines. Applied. The program will say they're applying for HubSpot for startups. And again, Arvin, if you want to talk to me in more detail about HubSpot, feel free to email me. There's no sweat. ckennedy@hubspot.com. And you can see there, you can create a deal. Let's say we're just selling a deal. Let's make it a big deal. 200,000, 200 million. Okay, that suits me better. And create the deal. Okay, so again, this is something we've discussed. Like you would establish this process over time. And it makes it easier for you to create your ideal process. You can add, you can edit, you can delete deal stages. So this is the test that I've created. And you don't need IT to do any of this. This is all like a drag and drop between stages. Okay, so you can see my test here. So I can move it to explore. Yeah, ckennedy@hubspot.com, Arvin, if you want to speak about stuff. But you can see like who's approved, who's not. And this is something that you can drop between stages. And this is something you can track and determine which companies are most engaged or not. Okay, so this is something that I would, encourage you all to give a go. download the CRM, see what it's like, see what's kind of beneficial. And then if we go back to the board here where, you've got your marketing, you've got your sales, you've got your service hub, everything is under the same hub. You can manage your pipeline and actually report on what people are doing. So what are your top templates? How much is forecasted this month? What are the reps doing? So you can see, these are the team activities, everybody's emailing. And this is the performance over time. And this can be going to via country. And I suppose to grow your business, we want to match the way you market your products with the way your prospects learn about and shop for the products. So this is why, understanding the software and how to use it is extremely important. Okay, any questions on this, guys? So we've got about 6 minutes left. Any questions that you'd like to ask about this? You can forecast month and months where the deals are coming from, the value behind the deals, and who's managing the deals.
I mean, I wanted to just make a quick remark. We also use HubSpot's this pipeline structure and also the other CRM tools when we were looking for sponsors. I mean, we have lots of potential sponsors and partnerships. So for Startup Istanbul event, we have a list of potential partners, and we go through this. We have also created our own steps, by the way.
Nice.
It is more than 10 now. I mean,
Well,
email, reply, I mean, these kind of small steps. So we have a huge funnel. But of course, we have postponed our event this year and next year, I mean, October edition. So we haven't used it for this year, but we have been using for especially sponsorships, partnerships. We have lots of corporations and entities in our list.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what's so beneficial about being able to manage the deal pipeline, Burak, just for the guys on the call?
I mean, we have also used, for example, Excel sheet or spreadsheets or lots of things. First of all the teams can use the same pipeline. Additionally, we can track all the conversations and emails and also address book, because otherwise it should be not organized and harmonized. And additionally, you can track the sales process. Everyone in the team can track the sales process, and it is more efficient and also easy. And you can reply, for example, if something goes wrong, or I mean, if there's potential, you can reply very quickly. I mean, that makes the process very fast and lean and simple. Of course, sometimes I use spreadsheet as well. If it is not so complicated, I use small spreadsheet and then do other kinds of things. But I mean, especially for our sponsorship process, it was very efficient for all our team to use.
Nice. You're looking for a job in HubSpot sales, Burak?
Thank you. I mean, I think it's very serious, this proposal. Let's talk about it.
Okay, if you're ever stuck. So, I mean, exactly what Burak said there. It's on the benefits on the side there. You're getting time back, one database, etc. So Arvinid has put in, how difficult is the setup process for HubSpot, and are there resources to guide us in setting everything up for it to work properly? Bitrix24, which we use, has been quite a pain. Okay. So Arvind, we would say that there is excellent support in the sense that you have a variety of channels. When you're using HubSpot, you have access to 24/7 online support. You have the option to call back. You have onboarding, which happens over between a 30, 60, or 90-day period, dependent on what you get started with. And you'll have a customer success manager for the lifeline of your account. A lot of people don't want to talk to anyone, so we also have a customer help desk, which is done via chat or email. Then we have the HubSpot Academy, which is where a lot of people go to get certified in HubSpot and find out more in terms of courses and certifications. So I would say yes, we do have a lot of support, and that would be one of our great selling points. So early adoption, we find with SaaS, is the best in terms of retention. And we learned this the hard way, where we didn't have a lot of customers staying on board. Great question. Any other questions, guys? We're just coming up to the time here. Any questions outside of Arvind? I know maybe a lot of you have that Friday feeling. You're happy to knock off for the day. Looks like we had about 25 in total on today's call, which, to be honest, for a Friday is a roaring success. A lot of serious startup founders on the call today. Burak will send out my meetings link after this if anyone wants to book extra time. But other than that, thank you very much on my side. And yeah, appreciate the time and best of luck in the next few weeks and months now in all your endeavors.
Caragh, thank you very much for not only this today's meeting, but also for all the week. It was very wonderful to have you on board. I mean, on our calls, and also very valuable presentations and content. Thank you for all. I mean, we will not, of course, let you go. So we will always inform you about updates, and we will always welcome you. We hope to welcome you in Istanbul after this outbreak is over, of course.
Absolutely, and vice versa to Ireland if you ever wanted to go.
I have been in Dublin a couple of times, and I mean, definitely we should take it as spring or probably summertime.
I don't think we have that in Ireland, Burak. I don't know, were you around for spring or summertime? It's a lot of rain here, quite a lot.
But I mean, the winters are dark, I think. So I mean, the better is probably springs and summer times. It is cool and sunny and long days. But I mean, I was in Web Summit in Dublin, and it was very dark. I mean, although it was in fall. So definitely, we will be very happy to welcome you in Istanbul with all our startups here in the meeting today. So thank you very much again, and stay safe and healthy. Philippines, it is 1 a.m.
Jesus Christ. Okay, we'll leave you go. Well done. Thanks, Alexandria. Ciao, guys. Bye-bye.